Ladies and gentlemen, the play's the thing with your host, Judy Sleed. Special guest Diane Wiener, Executive Director of the Jewish Center of the Hamptons. Now here's Judy.
Well, this is such a wonderful day. I have Diane Wiener as my guest, and I'm so happy to have her here.
Thank you.
How are you?
I am fine, and thank you so much for inviting me. It's really an honor. Thank you.
Well, it's my honor too. So we are both honored.
Thank you.
And somehow we are both wearing subdued colors, which
Yes.
are my favorite color in clothing.
They're mine as well. Thank you.
And when did you get this job at the, you are quite new at the Jewish Center.
I am. I started on May 24th, and it has been a very busy, wonderful summer. As you know, our Summer Institute, we have wonderful programming at the Jewish Center, from concerts to speakers to all types of programming, and it's been a very exciting and wonderful summer.
I know I have partaken in some of those programs.
Yes.
And of course, we're talking about the Jewish Center in East Hampton.
Yes, the Jewish
Yes.
Center of the Hampton on
Yeah.
Woods Lane in East Hampton. Rabbi Sheldon Zimmerman is our rabbi, and Cantor Deborah Stein. And we
Yes.
are blessed to have them leading us. It's a wonderful, warm, vibrant congregation, and I'm very, very lucky and honored to be there.
Okay, and we are happy to have you.
Thank you.
There at the Jewish Center. You seem to be very sweet and easygoing.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know how long that's going to last, being easygoing with all that's going on. And where were you before?
I was the temple administrator at Temple Beth David in Comac, New York. I was there for 6 years. And that was also the congregation where my family were members, and I am a past president of that congregation. So
And
I have served many roles in that congregation.
Well, that always helps.
Yes, yes, it does.
And you don't live here in the Hamptons, you commute.
I do. I commute from Smithtown, and when I say that, people are always astonished, but it's really not a bad ride at all. It quite honestly gives me time on my way out here in the morning to prepare and think about everything I should be and need to do. And on the way home, it's time for me to decompress and leave the day behind me so that when I go home, I can relax and be with my family.
And of course, that is if you don't have like so much traffic.
Yes.
Does the traffic bother you?
The traffic has not been bad. I mean, though in the summer, I can see already that it has eased up a little bit on 27, but it really hasn't been too burdensome. I really am not bothered by it. It really has been a wonderful experience. Yes, thank you.
Because I find myself being late every place because I keep forgetting that during the summer months it takes longer to get to places.
Right. Well, I try and leave plenty of time so that if I do face some traffic, I'm not late, I don't feel that pressure, I'm not rushed. So it's really been fine. It really has. It's been a wonderful experience on so many levels. As I say, it's been a blessing just to work with Rabbi Zimmerman and Cantor Stein and the whole staff. We have a wonderful staff. Melissa Rudeluso is our bookkeeper, and she's knowledgeable and experienced.
She counts the money.
She counts the money, and she's just a wonderful resource. We have great staff in the office.
Is she new also?
No, Melissa has been there for quite some time, and she's been a wonderful resource for me. And we have a great custodial staff. Nick Ward and Tiffany King and all of the custodial staff really keep the place going. So it's been wonderful.
So what is it exactly that you do as executive director?
Really, I am responsible for the day-to-day operations of the synagogue. So that would include facility management, making sure that all of the events are properly set up and everything is prepared. It's oversight of the financials, oversight of advertising and flyers and things like that, as well as the oversight of the general office functioning, including supplies and personnel. So it's a very multifaceted position.
I would say yes. And every time you have to like make a decision about something, you have to call all the members and have a meeting to decide what's best.
Not usually. I have some latitude as to the things that I can decide upon on my own, and any major decisions certainly go to Harry Katz, who is the president, and to the Board of Trustees. They are the true managing agents of the congregation, and they've entrusted me with the day-to-day operations, but any of the major decisions would go back to them.
So if you have to decide, you said programs, so somebody says, okay, we're going to have, like you had that music program, that, you know, whoever wants to do that will have to come to you and say, we want to do this, so give us your the time when it's possible. So how does this work? Who you talk to?
Well, a lot of the programming has been arranged for well in advance. So all of the Summer Institute programming was set up with Rabbi Zimmerman, Cantor Stein, and Shelley Lichtenstein, the Director of Education, well before I even arrived. So that was all set up during last fall and winter. And so when I came on the scene in May, that was all arranged for. My position is really responsible for making sure all of the details for that particular event are in place so that it runs smoothly and without any glitches. So we will start planning for next summer's institute in the fall after the High Holy Days and throughout the winter, so that I would say by next March everything is in place.
It is amazing because as I could tell, a lot goes into it.
Yes. A great deal goes into it.
You have to be in touch with all these different persons and personalities.
Yes.
And I just could see a lot of different ideas come into place.
And a lot of different ideas do come to the rabbi and the cantor and to Shelley Lichtenstein and myself. And so we will put them all together and decide what's best, what we can accommodate, so that we can offer our members and the community a wonderful series of programs for next summer. And again, that includes speakers, it includes lectures, it includes concerts. It runs the whole gamut of programming. It's phenomenal.
So you're talking about the planning for next summer.
Yes.
But there's the fall and winter and spring.
Right.
What about those times?
Well, right now we're very, very busy planning for the start of religious school, which starts on September 12th, and also, of course, planning for the High Holy Days.
Right.
And there's a lot of work and a lot of preparation for the High Holy Days.
Right. So then after that comes another holiday. Of course, all the holidays you prepare for, but aside from the holidays.
Well, aside from the holidays, the rabbi and the cantor teach throughout the year. They teach classes throughout the year. And we do have programs that function around the holidays and also just for our membership and for the community, speakers and other events to enrich the lives of everyone in the East Hampton area.
Yeah, I get that on the computer. I feel like I have to learn a whole different language with the computer website and all that. When I came to this country, I had to learn English. Now I have to learn a different language. Well, you send out a website to everybody, and there's an awful lot of information there what's going on.
It happens to be the way that most people are communicating these days is through email and through the website. So we try to keep our membership informed of what's going on so that they can take advantage of all the programming, which is why we send that weekly email blast about upcoming events. And of course, you can also log on to the website for registration for the High Holy Days, for tickets, for religious school, from membership. Everything can be done through our website.
And you have a lot of classes, different classes people want to take.
Oh, yes.
Choose, and activities.
There have been a lot of activities.
Weekly activities, like you have that quilting program.
Yes, we have the Quiltniks, yes, that are dedicated people of women of our congregation who are putting together quilts. We have just wonderful programming. We have classes for that the rabbi is teaching, as well as Shelley Lichtenstein and Cantor Stein, from beginning Hebrew to advanced Hebrew. The rabbi has been doing a wonderful class that's received a tremendous amount of popularity. It's about the book of Job. And it's just been a wonderful...
That is quite something, the book of Job.
Yes, it's been a wonderful experience and a wonderful outpouring of support from both the congregation and from the community.
Yes, everybody loves Rabbi Zimmerman.
Yes,
He's so cute.
And then we have the blessing of Cantor Stein's voice.
Oh, yes.
That just elevates our prayers to the heavens with the beauty of her voice. So we are truly a very, very blessed congregation to have the two of them. We really are.
And then we had that yard sale not too long ago.
Yes.
That was a big event, a lot of work.
A lot of work by Margaret DeLaRue, who just, her and her cadre of volunteers put together a phenomenal event. The yard sale raised much needed funds for all of the East End food pantries, and Margaret truly outdid herself in her efforts, and it was a resounding success.
Yes, she had to go on vacation for a whole month.
It was a worthy cause,
right.
And she worked quite diligently, and it has paid off. It has been a wonderful success, and we are very, very grateful that we are able to donate all of the proceeds from the yard sale to the East End food pantries. So kudos to Margaret and all of the people who helped out.
Yes. So what kind of family, you're a family, your parents, where do you come from?
Yes, yes. I live now in Smithtown with my husband. I have two boys. My oldest is 28. He lives in Brooklyn, and he just graduated from Brooklyn Law School.
Wow, he's going to be a lawyer.
He is. He just took the bar exam, and he's looking for a position. He is a very gifted, wonderful young man. And my younger son works for a wine distributor. So he brings home some wonderful wines for us to taste.
Oh. And where did you grow up?
I grew up in Queens, so I'm a city girl. And my parents, my ancestors on my father's side came from Russia, from Minsk. And on my mother's side, they were Polish and a little bit of Russia as well. So Eastern European Jews. So, but I grew up in Queens. We went to the Main Street Jewish Center. That's the shul where I grew up.
And did you speak English at home, or?
We spoke English and a little bit of Yiddish. My parents spoke, and of course, when they didn't want the children to know what they were saying, that's when they spoke Yiddish.
Or Russian.
So no, they were born here in the United States, both of my parents.
Oh, they were born because...
Yes, they were born here in the United States. But the Yiddish was when the children, when the kinder were around, so that we wouldn't understand.
Yes.
So I've picked up a little bit of Yiddish over the years.
So when you went to school, what did you major in?
I graduated from Adelphi University.
That's where my son graduated from.
Yes, I graduated with my degree in business administration. And after working for many years, then I stayed home to have children. And after my children were grown, I went back to work, but I decided I wanted to go into the medical field. So I went back to work for medical assisting, and I worked for many years in the medical field in doctor's offices.
That's very different from what you're doing now.
It is, and yet it isn't. I was helping people.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was fulfilling, as my job is now. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
So
working
you know
with
how
people.
to use a stethoscope and all that,
I
and a
do.
scalpel?
No scalpels,
No.
but a stethoscope certainly, yes.
So
yes.
if somebody gets like faints, they call you at the synagogue. They're going to call you, Diane, come
Yes.
revive this person.
Well, thankfully that has not happened, and I'm hoping that it will not. But
Yeah, but just in case, it's good to know there's a backup.
That's true. That's true.
great.
But it really has proven to be not that different from what I'm doing now, because I'm dealing with people, I'm helping people, and that's what I find most fulfilling.
Yes, I find that a lot of people like to help other people.
Yes.
Well, the world should take example of you.
Oh, well, thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. I'm also very passionate about synagogue life and the community and the feeling of family that comes with belonging to a synagogue. And that's why I got involved in temple administration and the position of executive director, because I am very passionate about it. I believe it elevates your sense of connection to Judaism when you belong to a synagogue and when you belong to a synagogue family and community. So I'm very passionate about it.
Well, that is very, very good. And do you also have any ideas that you want to pitch an idea? What should we do other than what we're already doing at the synagogue?
I don't have any preconceived ideas. Again, I am so impressed with the level of commitment and programming at the Jewish Center. So I am still learning, and I have a great deal yet to learn in my position. So I don't have any new ideas. I am just very impressed with the level of commitment on the part of both the rabbi and cantor as well as the lay leadership to make the Jewish Center community a vibrant and active family. And I'm just thrilled to be there.
Do your family come to the services here in the Hamptons?
Yes, my husband comes out. He's taken many Fridays off this summer so that he can come out and join us for Shabbat services and participate in some of the programming. So that's been very, very exciting to me. And my sons have not yet been out. My youngest son is actually coming out this weekend to join us for services. And I'm hoping that both of my boys will be with us for the High Holy Days.
What about your parents?
Unfortunately, both of my parents are passed, as are my husband's parents, yes.
Well, they probably are with you in thoughts and
they are.
And spirits,
They most certainly are. Their memories
Yeah.
are with me. Thank you.
So were they around when you took this job?
They were not. My father passed away many, many years ago. I was only 25 when he passed, so that was in 1979. And my mother passed away in 2001. But my mother was alive when I started my position as a temple administrator, and she was very proud of me.
Oh, that was...
Yes, yes.
I was leading to that.
I know.
Yes,
Thank you. Yes,
yes,
she was very proud of me and very proud of my commitment to synagogue life. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
And now that your son is a lawyer, so he would be very helpful if anything comes up with, the synagogue or anybody who would be needing a lawyer. Would you recommend him?
Oh, I would highly recommend
for all the
him.
members?
Yes, of course. He is a very gifted, very bright young man, and most importantly, he is a very good, kind person.
Oh, yes, that is the most important.
Absolutely. He is a very good, kind boy. So, and not a boy, he's a man. He's 28. And so, so I would highly recommend him. Thank you. I really would.
Well, it's good to know.
Yes.
That is, most Jewish mothers would say they want a doctor in the family. But you could say, I have a lawyer in the family.
That's true. That's true.
And your youngest son is involved in wine?
Yes, he works for a company, Martin Scott Wines, and they distribute wines. So he
So
has.
is he going to help us with the wine for the holidays?
Unfortunately, they do not carry kosher wine, but he is extremely knowledgeable, and he's been a wonderful part of my introduction into wine and learning about it, which is a very up-and-coming industry.
Yes, where was I? I can't remember, but I went to a party this past in a vineyard this Sunday.
Oh, how lovely.
And so we were discussing wine and all that, and the grapes, what color grapes.
Yes.
And then do they still step on the grapes to make the wine?
I don't believe so. I think they're all processed by machines now, but it is very interesting. The color of the wine is dependent upon whether or not they keep the skin or they process the skin out. It's a very interesting field, and he's learned a great deal in the time that he's been there.
And do you feel a difference between different color grapes when you eat it? No.
I'm sorry, but my palate is not so sophisticated. But so I can't really tell you that I know what I like, but I'm not really that knowledgeable.
Well, that's okay. You will learn.
Yes.
You will learn.
Yes, I will. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I'm not that knowledgeable either on that. And which holiday is, when right now the high holidays are coming.
Yes.
So how many phases are there?
Well, the High Holy Days really begin on Saturday evening, September 4th, with Selichot. Selichot is the beginning of the period just leading up to Rosh Hashanah, when we call them the days of awe, where we prepare spiritually for the new year. And Erev Rosh Hashanah, which is the eve of Rosh Hashanah, is Wednesday night, September 7th. September 8th. And the first day of Rosh Hashanah is Thursday, September 9th. And the second day is Friday, September 10th. And that's the beginning. Rosh Hashanah, Rosh means head, and Shana means year, so it's the head of the year. It's the new year in the Jewish calendar. And it's a period of time where we must make amends for any wrongdoing that we've done. And our liturgy actually teaches us that if we have erred to another person, that we must ask for that person's forgiveness. Whether we've done so purposely or inadvertently, we must ask for their forgiveness. And of course, then we ask God for forgiveness for any discretions that we have done against God. But God does not forgive us for any wrongdoings against other human beings. We must ask other human beings for their forgiveness first. So
I wonder if everybody knows that who goes to the service.
Well, if they read the liturgy carefully, they do. We really are obligated to ask for forgiveness. And it's a wonderful philosophy that we are responsible for our deeds, and that if we have wronged someone, even inadvertently, even by no purpose intended, we must ask for their forgiveness. And
I could just picture somebody saying to say, "Gee, I'm sorry," and they would say, "For what?" And they would say, "Why?" So, well, I didn't know that you did that.
Right, or even
Yes.
sometimes you might be anxious or nervous, and you might be short with someone.
Oh,
and
yes.
And then I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Even if you had a reason, you still should ask for forgiveness. And then, of course, as I say, we ask God for forgiveness. And on Yom Kippur, which is our Day of Atonement, that's when we say that we ask God to forgive us for all of our sins. And again, our liturgy says that on Rosh Hashanah, the book of life is opened, and on Yom Kippur, it is sealed.
And it takes about 8 days.
Yes, and we ask that God bless us with another year of good health, and with joy and with peace. Always shalom, always with peace. We pray for peace.
It's a beautiful holiday.
It is a beautiful holiday. It's a beautiful time of year, and it really is a time that we take to examine our lives, to see where we went wrong in the year that passed, where we could have done better, what we did right, and how we can do better in the year to come. It's a wonderful opportunity.
It is. And do you know just how many people belong to the synagogue?
Right now we have almost 400 families, and we welcome everyone to join us for the High Holy Days, whether they're members or not. But of course, we'd love for more people to join our synagogue family and to become members of the Jewish Center of the Hamptons. It is wonderful, wonderful family and congregational community.
Well, I hope that the congregation will grow.
Thank you.
And of course, they will meet you, and they would want to be part of it.
Thank you. That's wonderful.
Because
Thank you.
you certainly are a wonderful addition.
Oh, I appreciate that. And I really am truly blessed to be there. It has been a wonderful experience for me. Thank you. Thank you.
And before we know it, the half hour is up.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I think we covered a lot of things
We did.
about you and the synagogue.
Thank you.
And I would like to thank my underwriters and everybody here at the LTV who helped us put this show on.
Thank you.
And we tried to bring you wonderful people like
Thank
Diane.
you, Judy. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
we could say L'chaim.
L'chaim. And thank you. To a happy and healthy new year.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Clink.
Thank you.